gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world. Standing up tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We're gonna take on the world. We gotta move. Speaking the truth. Paying our dues. We making the news. We hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules. We're gonna take on the world.
Hi everyone. So this is Nilesh here. I wanted to do this live stream as I did a quick video recording, a recorded video a few days back on how to bypass the limitation around a Restream, because a lot of us have Restream lifetime deal and we seem to be using it, which is great, but there are certain restrictions around the lifetime deal. And what those are is basically hurts you when you start streaming using the live studio because of the resolution. That's not great. And when you start sharing your screen, add more, if you go into interview mode or add more users into your session, you will notice that there is a degradation in terms of the quality of your stream. Also, when you share the desktop, there is a problem around the screen resolution, and it can be a challenge. So I was just chatting to Alston, and I thought I'll do a quick demo around how I do my stream in Ecamm. And those same principles can apply to OBS or Vmix or anything you use really. But again, you will have to look at what those capabilities are. If you can install an application which is native to your operating system, it would have a lot more capabilities and features compared to what is available in a cloud-based platform like Restream, OneStream, Video Link. There's quite a few alternate, Switchboard, Be Live, you name it. So we're going to look at some of the advantages and what features Ecamm has, but I'm pretty sure some of those features can translate into any other platform you use, Vmix or OBS. Now, there might be some distinctions. Ecamm is a very cool software, so I really enjoy doing it. I use it for my video production as well as streaming, but you can, if you are Windows-based, then look into Vmix, look into OBS as well. And I know a few members of our community use OBS, so look into OBS for Mac as well, for sure. Let me just look at the comments. I don't have my regular setup today, but I am going to go into live demo mode and show you, because I wasn't really prepared for this session, but let me see here. Okay. All right, let me get some things set up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a few things. I'm going to go into live demo mode, and hopefully this. Okay, so I'm into live demo mode now. Let me just see if, okay. All right, so let me just quickly check a few things. Perfect. So what I think you can see my entire screen now and all the different tabs and windows around what is available in Ecamm. So let me go through very quickly. So first of all, this is your layout for Ecamm. You can adjust it. So Alston, the way the comments work is basically you can see the comments here, and I can decide which comments I want to add on to my scene. So I click on add, remove, or if I can just click on adding new comments, I can show them here in my scene. So it's an important thing. You can keep the session interactive. As far as engagement goes, when it comes to live stream, you want it to be an engaged session. So you want to do something around polls, definitely want to call out people who are part of your live stream, as well as show their comments, so that gets the audience to be more engaged. So for sure, so all the comments which come in Facebook, I'm doing the stream a bit earlier and it was an unscheduled stream, so hopefully if somebody is there, they can comment and I can show it to you, but if not, no worries, we can do a live demo. This is what you see, this is what I see in terms of, and then I can go into preferences. So let me just show you. I can choose which location would be for my ingest. It is always good to choose the server which is closest to you. I'm choosing northeastern US, but if you are based in India, Asia, Europe, there is a few different locations they offer from an ingest server's perspective. So choose a location which is closest to you. Shows my account, and then I can choose my stream size, what I want to. Again, from a video perspective, there's quite a few settings here. Audio perspective, what I really like about it is it allows you to record isolated audio tracks, so I can repurpose them to like a podcast or something, which I plan to do around, not just around lifetime, in general tools which we use for business, specifically around quality tools. What we want to focus on in our community is around quality tools. There's so many different lifetime deals available and digital tools available on AppSumo and so many other marketplaces. But we just want to take some of the best ones, some of the more quality ones, and focus on that. And tools which you could actually use for your business. When I talk about it, we are going to isolate the audio track and I can repurpose that into, so when I have guest speakers, I can get their tracks, multiple guest speakers, I can get all those tracks and put that into a proper podcast. So some of the really handy features, there is an interview mode here. What interview mode is very similar to what in Restream. So remember, we are comparing the difference between Ecamm and Restream, and then specifically around user functionality, how from a streamer perspective, what all options I have within Ecamm. What you see here is interview mode. So you can customize your interview settings as well. You can do screen sharing. Then you have your options around. Currently, Ecamm allows you to stream directly to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I know there is multi-streaming on the roadmap. So currently I'm using, you can see here, let me show you something. Oh, 1 second. Hey, thanks a lot, Jason. So there you go. So, thanks a lot, Jason, for that comment. I can show it to you. So, Jason, can you see all my Ecamm features here on the screen? I think I'm sharing it, but my other MacBook is switched off, so I can't really see what I'm sharing at the same time. But I hope you can see all my scenes and everything. And see how I have commented here. So Jason's comment shows up here in Facebook. Thanks a lot, Jason. Doing me a huge favor here. Okay, awesome. Okay, you can see them all. Okay, awesome. So see, Jason's comments show up here. I can either remove them or just keep adding new comments on the screen. And you can see them too. Very handy feature in terms of showing comments, keeps the audience engaged. When you are doing stream, again, in case you missed it earlier, you want to have some level of engagement. So there are a lot of good tools out there for engagement. I have access to Slido, so I'm going to start using Slido. But you can do polls, you can do a shout out, you can play different sound effects, applause, and just keep it very entertaining. So one of them is, of course, showing the comments of your audience. Right now, I have one audience commenting, which is Jason, thanks a million for doing this. But certainly, you have to find your ways around keeping the audience engaged. So Ecamm Live is really good for that. You can currently stream on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube independently. If you want to do a multi-platform streaming, what Ecamm does is, let me show you. So there is an option for just connecting to Restream. So I can do that. There is an option here. I can't seem to be able to show that right now, but there is an option to connect your Restream account. And then you can do all the settings in Restream. So you are not using the, let me just, yes. So see, there is a stream monitor here and you can see my stream. I think you can see my screen as well. So you can see I'm currently streaming on our SaasTribe Facebook page and then in the Facebook. But if I have to use a live studio, then there are certain things which, yes, Restream is great, but there are certain limitations around what is included in the lifetime deal. And when it comes to resolution, that is going to take a hit. But because you are doing all the encoding locally, and I have a mirrorless camera connected to Elgato SD60 HDMI encoder, and then that connects to my MacBook M1 Pro, and then I'm using Ecamm. So all the software encoding, everything is happening locally, and I'm just directly streaming. So sky is the limit. I can actually stream in 4K if I have all the bandwidth and the camera, and if my encoder supports it, then certainly the sky is the limit when it comes to streaming. And then you can still use your Restream LTD. But if you are using Live Studio, then you're going to run into some challenges. So here is where I create all my scenes. So there is different profiles as well, which I can set up. I can create a new blank profile. I can duplicate it. So currently my profile here is SaasTribe Live. So I have my different scenes set up. So this is my, if I run this scene here, this is my starting scene. And then this is my ending scene here. So let me see what's going on here. Okay. So this is my ending scene, and then I can change it. So I can do that on the, okay, 1 second. Yes. So I can do that, do those changes. I set up my scenes. So if I'm going to go into a 2-person, so I had a meeting the other day, interview with Chris from Copy.ai. He's the co-founder of Copy.ai. And this was my scene. So Chris was here, and I'm here, and then I can add all my titles and my logo bug and everything. I have prepared it ahead of time. So really handy when you are doing to have these scenes set up. You want to think about how many people are going to attend, who are the guests for your show, and then if it's going to be 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, and then Ecamm currently supports up to 4+1. So it's 1 host plus up to 4 guests. So you can set those scenes, and this is how I set up my scene. So when Jason is on the show or Win is online, and then I can show my comments here. So I set up these scenes, and they're already set up here. So I've like prepared their name tags, and all those things are already done. And when I bring them into the scene, I just literally roll into the scene. So I'm going to show you hopefully you can see my Stream Deck here. So it has all the tactile buttons, so I don't have to actually go ahead and look into every single scene when I'm changing. So I can literally do things on my Stream Deck. My Stream Deck is connected to Ecamm Live, and I can control my scenes, control my volume, control my camera. Really, again, sky's the limit. I can play various audios, applause, and things of that nature using Stream Deck. But Stream Deck is not necessary, but it is always good to have. Jason is saying, my pleasure. Always been curious about how you stream like you do. Thanks a lot, Jason. So now you get to see it. I'm glad to share it with you as well. I know you stream. So those who do watch the stream, please watch out for Jason's stream and YouTube channel as well. Jason, please welcome to post your YouTube channel link in the comments. And hopefully some of the folks who join in later and watch this recording can go and watch your live streams as well. So there we are. That's what happened here. Oh, there is a problem with my camera, it seems. 1 second. I'm going to fix it. Sorry, guys. I think my dog actually moved was playing around, and I think my continuous spark for the camera got. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I'm streaming using my camera on my M1 MacBook Pro. Anyway, I'll connect back so you can see at the back as well, like my setup. Like I just have a gray paper and I use my RGB lights to just change color and things of that nature. So anyway, let me go back into Ecamm. So these are the various sound effects. So I can play different types of music, and there is let me just show you. So if I want to give an applause, or you can import different various sounds. I also have an intro outro music. I've been working on an intro outro for my podcast and for my stream as well. I'm going to standardize it, and I can add it in here, and then I can play it every time I'm doing an intro. So if you are organized, if you can do the intro outro, the session gets recorded, and then you can go ahead and edit it for YouTube if you like. Or you can, if you can isolate the tracks, which I just showed you here as well. So you can record isolated audio tracks. So in addition to normal recording, record each audio track to a separate file, cannot be changed while streaming. That's fine. So if I'm adding more, let me see if I can turn my camera back on. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so there we go. All right, I can isolate the audio and record it separately as well. So if you are organized, if you set up the scenes, if you have your sound, you almost want to create like a quick cheat sheet and make sure that those are checked, and then video production can be a lot easier. You can bring in a lot of different overlays, and I can show you some of that as well as we speak. So you can see here, these are my overlays here. So I can add various overlays. There are backgrounds here. You can see my background is orange right now, and that's an overlay, right? I can show you how to create overlays pretty easily in Trello and just using some tools on Windows or Mac. I'm a Mac user, so I can show it on Mac, but I'm pretty sure these are easy. So Alison, I'm doing this session so based on your question. So let me see. So if I understand correctly, guest comments on screen and sharing screens is done through Ecamm. Only streaming is done through Restream. That's correct. There are a few things to think about. So you're just showing the comment because there is an integration between Ecamm and Restream, right? So all the chats, okay? And Restream is a multi-streaming platform, right? So they have the multi-platform chat sessions available, right? There are certain limitations around what you cannot respond and all those around Restream chat. But you are connecting, basically, I have connected my Ecamm Live to my Restream account. And because of that, all the chats, all the messages which are coming into my YouTube channel or my Facebook group or whatever, like wherever, whichever, Twitch, whatever, they're going to show up here in my comments, which you see in the screen. And then I'm just literally clicking them and showing them on the screen. That's it. So I think I missed. Okay, awesome. So let me so that's basically, what I'm doing around. Hey, Jeet, how are you? So we are talking about streaming using Ecamm. So that's all we're doing. We wanted to touch Ecamm because there has been some confusion around, there has been some discussion around Restream. So Restream is a great platform and you use Live Studio, that's great. But the reality is there is a limitation in terms of Restream's LTD. So what ends up happening is you end up getting a lower resolution when you're sharing your screen or when you have multiple participants or for anything. Restream is doing all the encoding. So what we're talking about is how I'm using Ecamm Live, connecting it to my Restream, using Restream for basically multi-streaming, but all the encoding, all the magic is happening within Ecamm. So I've been able to connect and I haven't gone into even 1% of the features around Ecamm. Because Ecamm is a MacBook native platform, it allows me to do a lot more. There is a lot more features and all the encoding and everything is happening here. So the stream quality gets a little bit more professional. Okay. So don't see any other comments here, but let me talk a little bit about a few other things here. So these are the overlays. You can see the type of overlays which I can add. So I can add any type. Okay, let me see here. So I can add any type of image overlays, or I can add any type of camera overlays as well. Let me see here. Okay. So you can see I've added a camera overlay here and a camera overlay here. So I can change my settings here and show different guests. I can bring in a virtual camera. I can bring in a different camera from a different angle. So you can do a lot more. Okay. So you can add camera overlays. You can add widgets. You can add text overlays. So I'm going to talk a little bit about welcome to Ecamm Live demo. All right. So the text has been added here. I can add different types of effects. I can show it this way. All right. So there we go. Okay. You can add various types of text overlays. With text overlays as well, really sky is the limit. You can do a lot more with Ecamm than what you would typically do with anything related to it, like Restream or OneStream or Video Link. These are great for streaming platforms, but you want something to be like, you want to use like a native platform. Okay, thanks. Okay, 1 second here. Let me see who that is. 1 second. Now let me go back into my... One second. Okay. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen again. So who is this? Okay, Quan. So Quan is saying, hey Nilesh, I'm not familiar with to Ecamm. Would you mind to tell me overview and differences with? So Ecamm Live is first of all for MacBook, basically, right? It's a Mac OS based platform, and you can use Ecamm Live for any type of video production. You can use Ecamm Live for creating your live streams, professional live streams. Ecamm Live, you can certainly use a platform like Restream. You can use Video Link, OneStream, whatever LTD you have, Switchboard, Be Live. But the kind of flexibility you and features which you have with Ecamm Live, you're not going to get anywhere other than platforms which are applications which are native to the operating system. And I'll tell you a little bit why, but you can use OBS, which is free. So Ecamm would have a similar functionality to OBS. I've never used OBS, so I don't know, but I find Ecamm really pleasant to use. And Ecamm Live has a very thriving community, so do check them out. Now there is Vmix, which is available for Windows. It's a paid equivalent on the Windows side, and I think the subscription cost is about $50 a month. It's a very powerful software. So if you are a Windows user, you want to look into Vmix. But if you want to produce a professional stream, there is a lot more than just the software. Of course, I'm using a mirrorless camera, a Sigma lens, then I have a monitor, and I have a Rode Procaster, a mic, and all those things. So I'm not really I didn't really get into streaming until very recently, probably like a few months. But when I did get into it, I did some research, and Ecamm was one of the best platforms I can think of when I looked into various platforms when I did the trial. We're very happy with Ecamm Live, and they have a community, so you can get a lot more information. They're very, very helpful people. So a lot of great folks in there, and do check them out. Okay, so let me see Alston's question here. Thanks. So in order to invite guests to join stream, you send Ecamm invite link instead of Restream guest invite link. That's correct, Alston. So you just send them the Ecamm link, and they will connect, right? So you can set up your own link as well. Let me show you. Here. Okay, so customize interview settings. Yeah. So customize interview settings. Okay. So I can just basically, these are all the domains they provide you. And then you can just add your page title and whatnot, right? So you can do show viewer comments, show viewer count, allow private chat, turn off audio processing for guests, musician mode. So there's some really handy features. They're constantly adding features. I'm using a beta version of the Ecamm Live, but the community is so active that wow, there is everybody really helps out each other when it comes to streaming. I highly recommend Ecamm Live. Alston, to your question, to your question, Alston, is basically yes. You just send them the Ecamm Live. Everything you do basically is in Ecamm Live, right? So Ecamm Live also allows you to do a virtual, and this is only available in the Pro version. But let me show you. So Ecamm Live allows you to have a virtual cam. So what this virtual cam does is you produce your video in Ecamm, right? And you take this virtual cam to your Zoom meeting or to your WebEx meeting or any other meeting platform. So it's very powerful. So now you can do your overlays. You can add custom titles like fancy, funky background, animations, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever scenes you want to produce, you can do all that. And then you can take that as a virtual camera into your Zoom meeting or a WebEx meeting as well. So extremely powerful. And then you can have 1,000 users on my WebEx meeting, and I'm using Ecamm Live for producing the entire stream, taking my virtual camera into WebEx. So you can do that with Zoom. That makes sense. I saw a nice gradation countdown. Let me see. I saw a nice gradation countdown screen. Can Ecamm do that? Yes, certainly you can do that. My countdown is not as fancy, but let me show you. Here, that's my countdown. But I can, it really, sky is the limit. You can pretty much do anything you want with Ecamm, right? Like you can have those like spinning circles with a countdown timer in between and all sorts of effects. So it's leave that to you. I'll leave that to your imagination. Certainly, it is very much possible. Okay, too bad they're strictly Mac only. No plans for Windows as of now. So the equivalent of Ecamm Live for Windows would be Vmix. Extremely powerful software. You can create a professional broadcasting studio with something like Vmix as well. You can have a multi-camera setup. If you want to start a new channel, you can do that, right? Leave that to your imagination again. Whatever you want to start, right? Like sky's the limit with something like Vmix, Ecamm, OBS. It allows you to keep your stream and make it extremely professional. The more professionally you stream, it would be more riveting to your audience. And of course, the content is very important as well, what you're delivering. But you can start with something like Vmix, and I think they do monthly plans. It's $50. I'm not sure if they offer a trial. I think they should, but do check them out. Hello, everyone. Yes, who is that? Let me just check. Hey, how are you? Basically, this is like broadcast controller, but for streaming. Do you have sample a coolest streaming event using Ecamm Live? I'm using MacBook Pro. Yes. And who is that? Quan. So Quan, yes. So we do have a YouTube channel. We did a stream with Copy.ai the other day. The co-founder of Copy.ai, Chris Liu. You can check that out. If that's your question, do you have a sample, a coolest streaming event using Ecamm Live? I'm using MacBook Pro. Yeah, you can check our YouTube. If you search for Ecamm Live, there's so many videos out there, and you can see, or I can post a link to our channel as well. I'm checking Vmix now after seeing the power of Ecamm. Thanks for suggestion in this video. Really appreciate you doing this. Alston, anytime for you. If there is anything else, let me know. We can go over very quickly. Some of the basic concepts would be very similar for OBS, Ecamm, and Vmix. But again, I have not used Vmix. If you talk to Corey Sanders, the tall boy, he posts a video, I think, every Wednesday so he is the Vmix guru. So you can look into his production as well, and you can ask him any questions for me. Corey joins our stream sometimes, but yeah, check out with Corey Sanders. He's a big Vmix user. Who is this? Hey, so maybe sometimes I don't see the names because you might not have given permission to Restream chat to show your name on Facebook. But again, if I'm missing anybody here, hi. So can Ecamm have names of people commenting? Yes, they can have names of people commenting, but this is the permission which you need to give to Restream. I think the URL for that would be chat.restream.io/ is that Facebook? Yes. So this is the URL, chat.restream.io/Facebook. So let me show that on the screen here. Okay. So you can see my screen. If you go to this URL and give permission, then when I show the comment on the screen, I can see your name and Facebook profile picture as well. Just like how I'm able to see it for Alston and Jeet. So thanks. And for mic, you're using professional mic and crisp only, or do you use any other audio processing for stream too? So I'm using Rodecaster Pro, and then Rode Procaster is my mic. With Rodecaster Pro, I can basically bring in like podcast guests as well. And I can connect my XLR mic, which is this Procaster. That's my XLR mic. I can connect it to my Rodecaster Pro, which is basically my processing for my audio as well. So it has some inbuilt features which allow me to do some additional voice processing. Now I can, once I'm done with the video, I can then further process it for my podcast, which I'm going to start, and then for my YouTube channel. So I can use plugins like, I know we had this whole discussion. I think you helped me with some plugins, Alston. I ended up going with Acusonus. It's a subscription-based plugin, but it has an AI assistant, and it detects all the things around any type of, it has like a declicker, it has deep breath and voice equalizer, and a lot of other functions which I use, and I can process the audio. But to answer your question, Rodecaster Pro and Rode Procaster is my mic. I'm currently not using any crisp in here, but I could use it. Like if it gets too noisy during the day, I can use crisp. I can also use what on the screen is loopback So I can, Loopback is again a Mac-based application from a company called Rogue Amoeba. You can check them out, but I can route my audio and things like that using Loopback. Play around with these things, and if I want to route my channels to like a particular speaker or to some other output, I can do all that, and you can see here. Anyway, this is a software from Loopback company. This is software from Rogue Amoeba. So I'm using Loopback here for some of the audio routing and things of that nature. Okay, we'll check Vmix out. Thanks. Yep, they do have one single monthly plan. Okay. Okay, there we go. So Gaurav, there you go. Now your name shows up when you comment as well. Yes, so Akisonus ERA is outstanding. I just love it. Makes my audio so much more professional. And when I'm talking, I have a little bit sometimes asthma issue. I'm breathing heavily or things of that nature. So I can get rid of all that in Akisonus ERA. Does Ecamm Live offer LTD? It used to offer an LTD. Believe me or not, it used to be like $20 for Ecamm Standard. For Ecamm Pro, there was never an L. And with Pro, you can do 4K, and then there are some additional features like virtual cam and things like that. So Pro is important, but if you have Ecamm LTD Standard, then the Pro subscription is just costing you $96 a year, which is like quite a bit of saving. The normal Ecamm subscription for Pro is $384 a year. And then if you just want standard and if you have LTD, you're good. You don't need to pay for anything. But I would suggest that you get Pro because it has a lot more features, and the real magic is like with the Pro version. And I think they do a sale during Black Friday. So I'm going to ask something for our community, and let's see if we can get some sort of an offer. Loopback audio looks amazing. Can you share the link to buy? Yes, Gaurav, I can share. Loopback is on, I think actually, so all the softwares from Rogue Amoeba are quite amazing. I think they're called Rogue Amoeba. If you wait for a few days, I think I can get you. I think the Ecamm community has a discount code. I have to just email their marketing team, and they can give you like a $30 discount or something like that. I can try. I'm not sure if it's tied to my email or anything, or only one person gets one-time discount. But yeah, I can try and get you some discount on Loopback audio. There is not going to be an LTD for Ecamm Live. If you look at their community, it's 17,000 people, and a lot more people actually use that software. I don't think they're ever going to do an LTD. They did an LTD once, and that's it. Yes, unfortunate. But they do offer a really good discount on Black Fridays. I think the discount is around 50%. Keep a watch on that, and I'll definitely make sure to post it. Thanks again for this video. It helped most of my doubts. I will now test out different stuff to improve. Your streams have been amazing. Thanks a lot, Alston. There is a lot of things in Ecamm, so you can adjust all these sound levels. You can use echo cancellation. I haven't got into some of the camera effects. You can do like green screen. I can show different backgrounds, like me being on a beach or in a meeting room, or like sitting in front of a CN Tower or whatever, right? There is a lot of things you can do once you can have zoom and pan. Let me see here. All right, so I can do all that. So you can also have LUTs. So I have a LUT right now. Here I have a custom LUT. But you can also apply your own custom LUTs, and that's pretty cool. Yes. Hope that does help. Like, I haven't really touched base on all the overlays in detail, but I can cover each of those topics. So these are some of the things, settings. You can set up the stream size. See, right now my stream size is set up to 4K. I can't change it in the middle of the stream, but you can do a lower, depending on if you're going to on a location, there is a bandwidth issue, you can stream on a lower resolution as well. So there is a lot of outputs. Video monitor is currently off. There is audio monitors. I can set up NDI outputs. I can get NDI inputs as well into Ecamm, which means if I'm using something on another computer and I can share that using NDI into my Ecamm as well. Really, you can see here, I think I covered overlays. These are some of my mics. So this is my physical mic and everything else is virtual. So Epoch, crisp, loopback audio, a MacBook Pro microphone just as a backup, and Spoke, I'm not using it anyway. So these are some of the cameras. So currently I have my Prezi video virtual camera. These are both virtual cameras. So Crisp now has actually a virtual camera feature built in, and then I have my FaceTime, and so I can connect additional cameras if needed. And then that's it. I can go on exploring so much when it comes to Ecamm, but I wanted to keep it concise to an hour. I think we're hitting an hour in about 5 minutes. So hopefully we can do a deep dive into how to create overlays, play around with text overlays and things of that nature, set up actual scenes and do some, there is so much to talk. We can do like a 20 episode series just around Ecamm. So there we go. Thanks, bro. You're amazing. Look forward on Black Friday deal link from you. Hey, I saw Gaurav from Grove. Yes. So Gaurav is from Grove. Gaurav actually was on, and I had sent him the Ecamm link. So I think he has some experience around using Ecamm. Thanks, Gaurav, for joining. I know we have to get Alston one of these days in our live stream as well. So we'll do that. So that's about it. So thank you guys for those who tuned in. And then, yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go play the ending scene. And hopefully you find it very useful. So it's a little bit late here, around 11 p.m. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Hopefully I find my end. There we go.
Take on the world.